Yo, this is Yungshrugga, and this is how you'll get to know me.
What inspired you to start Blue Journey Entertainment interviews?
Well, watching a lot of interviews over the past years, I've seen that I'm very interested in doing interviews. I see a lot of people have a lot of stuff that they talk about in interviews, and it's very interesting. So I'll be like, why not we give it a shot?
Okay. Can you tell us something about your childhood? Like, how did it shape you who you are today?
So going back to my childhood, first, I shout out to my granny and my daddy, because they was the first ones to really put me into understanding this music way more, and then it made me develop. So I actually been doing music for a long time, whether it's like choir or church, because they tried to get me in the church, but I wasn't going for that. Then getting older, start doing more music, and then start doing artist management, helping artists work with their craft and everything. Um, it's actually it's been my whole life doing music.
Okay. Who has been the biggest influence support system in your life, in your music, and in your career, and everything?
It's just crazy to say this. So at the beginning of my whole career, you know who been for real my influence though, like that helped me go through this. Um, I want to get real deep with this one because it's a spiritual thing for real. It's a lot of people that helped me get through this with music. It's hard for me to kind of explain who specifically because depending on the frequency that I'm reaching, it could be a certain different type of person. So
Okay. So, who inspired you like the most? I don't like all that. It just like, is there a person that you look up to? Like, have you ever looked up to?
that's why I said the frequency.
Oh, the freaking okay. How you describe your style of your interviews, your music? Like, how do you describe all that together?
How do I describe my music and my style and my interviews? How do I describe it? Should I describe it as free guys, blue dream? I tell you, free, it's a blue dream.
Okay, so it's for every gender, every.
Yeah, it's not specifically doing a one genre. I worked around pop and R&B with hip hop, so it's like
Okay. So you're doing it for the whole Tennessee?
I'm doing it for the whole music genre, all the genres.
Okay. How you stay motivated and inspired to keep going in hard times, even when like your career don't seem to go the right way?
Well, I will say, back then I used to not focus too hard on knowing what could make me like keep going. But now, as being a father, when I have these kids, that's the main thing I fall back on. If I think about taking the wrong step, I would look at my kids and be like, they inspire me to keep going for real.
And last but not least, something that you want to tell like the people that are going to be watching you, like something positive, and like how can they handle like if they're getting hate in social media? You know how like being like in social media you can get hate and stuff like that, and a motivation like speak.
Well, the best thing I tell somebody about social media is sometimes you got to use social media as like your blind spot. Because if, say, you booming on social media or you're not and you just see some shit, most of the time you block out all that. You mostly should have an automatic system that's even watching all that shit anyway. So you don't pay attention to that because it's not supposed to throw you off because why? It's social media. You know what I'm saying? So some people really let it affect them. To me, it don't.
Okay. So and your one last question before I finish. Okay. So that was the last one, but this is the last list. Can you tell us everything about your interviews? Like when you started in what do you look to 10 years from now, your interview channel to go to like?
Well, I'm gonna tell you right now, like everybody will say, Blue Dream Entertainment interviews, you got the hottest platform in the world. And I'm gonna let y'all know this right now. I'm stepping in because in the future we believe that we can achieve all the accomplishments that we want to achieve. We believe that we can achieve all the goals we want to achieve. We believe that a lot of artists that we have worked with outside of just like interviews and marketing and stuff, we believe we have a chance to network and help a lot of different people in situations. So I feel like in 10 years from now, it's going to be a big benefit, whether it's networking on the networking side, the interviewing side, getting people in the right doors that they need to be in, because these interviews are just far along than interviews. It's really interviews to give people a chance. It's really interviews so people could actually understand. See, sometimes in my interviews, I'll be talking about publishing and marketing.
Yeah, that's what I was going to
So
say.
they're going to be like, wow, most people in their interviews, they talk about that. Like, shout out to them that's doing them, but they don't. They don't really mention to the artist, hey, are you with a publisher?
I'm going to
Hey,
add this. I seen you work with people after the interview. This interview is just to get to know them, but yeah, after you find out a lot of like stuff that they don't know, you put them on game.
Yeah, that's the main purpose of the interview, is to help the artist. I don't want to just do an interview with an artist and then, that's it. I'm really looking to find certain artists to do interviews with that I know potentially really want to do this shit. And while they're doing it, in the long run, I can teach them most of everything I've learned. Because sometimes it's an emotional connection when it comes to music, and when you meet a lot of people, you tend to not even show what you really know how to do unless you do it in the business perspective. You see what I'm saying? So it's just good to help other people out. That's why I think that doing the interviews, instead of like, hey, going on a feature run or something, I'd rather just say we can go on an interview run. We can grab a lot of people. We already did a podcast run. You know what I'm saying? So I understand it's beneficial on both ends. So really, 10 years from now and all that stuff with this, I believe we can really go far.
Okay. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned, y'all. We in here. Let's lock in. Get your interviews right now.